Alright, this is Big Monkey here, reporting to you from Monkey Central with a recording tip. Actually, it's probably several recording tips. I'm going back to a submission that I did for Blame, and the submission is a guitar piece with a lot of vibrato on it. When you're using vibrato, the vibrato effect, you get a lot of little background warbly noises in the mix. So I don't want to use too much noise gate in the mix because that kills some of the high end sometimes, and you get some fade out sometimes you don't want to have if you're using like some reverb or delay. So what I do is I've got my stuff recorded in with a pretty good bit of noise, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. Now I'm using Adobe Audition 1.5, and I've got my stems, my click track, and here I put my parts in separate. Here's verse 1, verse 2, chorus 1, chorus 2, and the end. Okay, so what I want to do is go to the verses. I've got, let me get all those unselected. I'm going to mute everything but the two verses here. Then I'm going to go to my keyboard, which is worn down from blogging like a maniac, like Tommy Lee said. Control A. Now that's selected everything on the screen. That works for everything you do on your computer. If you want to select everything that's on the screen that's editable, you hit Control A. And then I'm going to, since I got everything else muted, and I've included the click track here. So when I do mix down, okay, that gives me the 2-second lead in here. Now I'm going to expand this so I get some room to work with, and I'm going to get as close to the beginning of the clip as possible. Now what I do is, at the beginning of the clip, I let my guitar sound go without touching the guitar. So any noise the guitar is generating is picked up in this first block here. There's not much. But what I'm going to do now is, I'm sure there's something similar in various recording software. Go to Noise Reduction, Capture Noise Reduction Profile. And again, you can see here I could have just hit Alt-N and done that instead of clicking through all that stuff. I'm capturing the noise profile, so that gets all the hiss and background stuff. Then I'm going to go to Control A again, select the whole clip, go to Effects, Noise Reduction, and there you can see that's the noise that's there. And here's where I have my threshold to adjust it. Usually what I do, this works fine for me, is I click all of it. And you can go to preview and see what it sounds like to make sure you're not getting too much loss in anything, but let's do preview. Okay, so we're doing noise reduction there. And I'm watching for this little section right here. There's a little blip right there that I want to check out after I do the noise reduction to see if it's still there. 10, 9, 8. I've got a slow computer, guys, so you'll have to forgive me for this part of it. Okay, now see that little blip right there is gone. So I listen from that point. And I'll generally let the fade outs go like that, so if they choose to use this piece in the final mix, they can work on the fade outs to see if they want to use that part of the fade that goes into the next that goes into the chorus or not. They may not, so they can just fade it out on their own. But that's it. Then after I've done that noise reduction, also you can see that I've got a hot file here. So I want to do Control A, go to Effects, Amplitude, Amplify Fade, and I want to get down below -5 decibels like they're talking about. So I can look over here and see that I'm running at about -3. So I'm going to do a -3 just to make sure I'm under that -5 decibel threshold. There you go. Now that is the file I'll submit. So I just go to File, Save As. I don't want to get too crazy with this stuff, so okay, I'm not going to save this actually, but I've got it being saved as an MP3 file. If I go to my options here, I can select what bit rate I want it saved at. Now they say you can do as much as you want, but just out of being nice, 128 is the standard. So I'll click it on 128 and save it. And that's it. That's just a nice way to get your submissions cleaned up so that you can get rid of some hiss and stuff. Just make sure that before you do the piece you're doing, say you're about to do a verse take, put the recording so it starts maybe 4 seconds before you start playing. Don't touch your guitar. Just let it, whatever hissing or noise that's going on, let it go. Then play your part. That way when you go in, you want to capture a noise profile to eliminate that noise. You have something to eliminate. That way when the take starts, a lot of that background noise is being eliminated after you run your noise noise removal software there. So that's my tip. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.